What is up, wrestling fans? Tony Mango here, welcoming you to another edition of the Internet Wrestling Community Outreach portion of the Smark Out Moment Smack Talk podcast for the week. We're going to be starting things off with the Smark My Words per usual, which is the fan-submitted comment of the week that I chose. And I actually didn't pick one this week because I wanted to give it to everybody who listed their ideas for the Call the Spot. We had some different variety there going back and forth. Obviously, there's a lot of different possibilities that you can do with the 5 different people and the 5 different spots. And it was interesting to see that we had some people that agreed, some people that disagreed, and all the other kind of opinions there. I always like reading those quite a bit because it shows the diversity of our opinions, and yet it seems like, oddly enough, even though we have disagreements with some of like the specifics of things, it seems like a lot of the times we end up agreeing while disagreeing, and it's just something that I find pretty interesting. So I want to thank everybody who left their comments on that YouTube page, or on Twitter, or all the other different places that we have where you guys can leave your comments, because I do read every single one of them, even though I don't reply to a lot of them, and, I get around to it eventually like that. Sometimes I'll wait a little bit. I'll wait like later on into the week before I'll read them all and whatever, but I do read them all, and I appreciate every single one of them on all the different avenues, including our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/the Megamaniacs is where you're going to find that. That's where we chat with the Monday Night Raw and the SmackDown and 205 Live and pay-per-view live chats that we have going on, but it's also where we do a lot of other things throughout the week. So if you are not on Facebook and you're not in that group, make sure you sign up, make sure you join the group, and then throughout the week you'll be able to interact with us and have some fun doing whatever we're doing there. Start sending in your questions for the February mailbag special, because that's going to be happening in the next week or so. You can do so by tweeting at SmarkOutMoment with the hashtag mailbag, or even better yet, because it's easier for me, leave an email through the contact form of the website. And whether it's a wrestling-related question or completely unrelated to wrestling, if you want to pick our brains about it, just send it our way, and we'll try to answer it. If you want to show your support for Smark Out Moment and you want to help us grow in the future, there's a couple things that you should be aware of. As far as monetary donations, you can do so in 3 different methods: the YouTube fan funding module, the Patreon accounts, or the PayPal button at the bottom of smarkoutmoment.com. Or an indirect method of that is that you can buy t-shirts, mugs, laptop cases, phone cases, other merchandise all over the place on our Redbubble and our TeePublic shops, because the little bit of money that I make for all those different merchandise purchases does go to the same funds. It's still going to me. So, we have a TeePublic shop for Fanboys Anonymous, and another one of those that's an offshoot as well called A Mango Tees. It all goes into the same funnel. It all goes back down to me, and I put that into keeping the website running and all the other kind of expenses like that. And you could also help spread the word about the website in a couple different ways. There's the Sign Me Up initiative. For that, all you got to do is go to a wrestling event carrying a Smark Out Moment sign, send me a picture of yourself holding it up, and it's just a form of solidarity, just to kind of show anybody in the area, hey, look, Smark Out Moment. Maybe you'll pay attention to that in the future and follow us on Twitter or something like that. But most importantly out of all of them is that you can help grow our social media accounts, and you can do that by retweeting and following us on Twitter, liking and sharing our posts on Facebook, giving the YouTube videos a thumbs up, leaving comments to keep the discussion going. Obviously, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave reviews on the iTunes and Stitcher pages, because those help out quite a bit too. You can share the website's articles, and you can share the videos and everything else pretty much by posting them on Reddit and message boards and all other places all over the internet. And anything that you guys do like that is greatly appreciated, because it all helps out quite a bit in the end. The more people that know about us, the more people click on us, the more money I make, the more I can do for you guys in the future, because the more flexibility I have. It's a win-win situation all the way around. And the same thing applies to fanboysanonymous.com. That's my spot where I do my movie reviews and talk about superheroes and other kind of nerdy things like that. So if you want to geek out with me on that kind of stuff, go to fanboysanonymous.com, follow the Facebook and Twitter accounts, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and do all the other stuff that I just mentioned for Smark Out Moment for Fanboys Anonymous. So that brings us to the major topic of the video, the wrestling trivia question of the week, otherwise known as the Ask Him. And last week's question was about the Royal Rumble winner from the number 23 entry spot. We knew that We just had one with Randy Orton, but we had another one in the past, and that one was actually Lex Luger in 1994. So who said what? Who got it right? Who got it wrong? Who got it really wrong? Or any other cases like that? Let's see here. We've got Declan getting it correct, Lex Luger. We've got Christopher Marin correct, Bobby Lesnar G86 correct. We have William Carey guessing Hulk Hogan Light, which I'm assuming he meant by Lex Luger, because that is correct. Peter Piccinini says, Ben got my Smark My Words by saying PD Nice turned heel after I said James was nicest heel in SmackDown chat. Answer for question, I think Hulk Hogan. Incorrect on the Hulk Hogan thing, but PD Nice turning heel, what? Dominator39R says the total package Chuck Palumbo. And Silent Doom says, 23, huh? Well, 2 plus 3 is 5. This year made 2 consecutive years. Everyone was afraid Roman Reigns would win, and he didn't. 2 times 5 is 10. Ty Dillinger. Fuck Lanny Poffo, fuck David Otunga, and I'm assuming that's fuck, because it's all percent signs, or maybe it's F percent, and I don't know how to actually pronounce all those percents and all that other kind of stuff. I'm not Scott Steiner. 23%. Whoever decided to put Roman Reigns at number 30, fuck them hard, fuck them long. He also puts out a mailbag question about this, and I'm going to address it now instead of doing it in the mailbag itself, but he says, do you think that Roman Reigns' entry number at 30 was a troll by the company? It seems impossible that they wouldn't have known the effect it would have had on the fans' expectations and the ensuing reaction. I think that it was. I think that we've had a couple of little reports recently that said that they planned on doing that specifically to have Randy Orton get a babyface pop, and they knew that that would be a way to do it because he was a heel at the time, and if he would have eliminated another babyface or, even like another heel necessarily, he might not have gotten as much of a pop, but he would have gotten one by beating Roman Reigns. And I think that number 30, they knew that people were going, oh man, is it going to be Balor? Is it going to be Angle? And that they would get a huge, what the fuck type of reaction from Reigns. Now, I still disagree with the decision to put the Royal Rumble win on Randy Orton, but I do think that that was a good method of doing it, because I know a lot of people were sitting there going, man, fucking anybody but Roman Reigns. And the people we were watching it with at the time, they were going, I hope Bray Wyatt wins. I hope fucking Jericho wins. I hope Randy Orton wins. Nobody wanted Roman Reigns to win. So I think it was a troll idea. I think it was a good idea. And I just wish that it would have fucking been Chris Jericho. That's the only thing that bugs me about that. So let's get into this week's question. And since we got the Elimination Chamber coming up this Sunday, I figured why not do a question about that. So, question for you guys for this week. Who was the first man eliminated in an Elimination Chamber match? And who was the responsible person for eliminating him? If you think you know the answers, or you want to take a guess, or anything else like that, go ahead and leave your comments below. Next week I'll tell you the answer and anything else that I need to tell you. But that's going to be it for this week's edition of the IWC Outreach. I want to thank you all for listening, and I want to remind you all just to leave your comments below, to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, give the video a like, and do all the other kind of stuff that I was mentioning about earlier. The main event for this week is going to be the Elimination Chamber predictions coming up probably tomorrow. And then on Sunday night, we've got the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. So, of course, we're going to be doing our post-show review after that. Next week, I'm not too sure, is the main event, but maybe the mailbag, maybe something else. We'll figure it out. But for now, this has been another Smark Out moment, and I'm being counted out.